Hey everyone, welcome back to part 4 of the Finance Stocks SwiftUI tutorial. Today we're going to be connecting our backend and our front end through a view model, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. In our root directory, let's create a new group called view model, and inside here let's create a new file called stocks view model. Alright, so we're going to import SwiftUI. Since we're going to create an observable object, stocks view model. This object is going to allow us to inject this into one of our views, we're going to inject it into our UI, which lets all of our views have the same pool of global variables, aka our stocks and their data, so that every single view can have access to that same information. So first, I'm going to add some tickers as to start us off. Let's create Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft. Okay, an extra space here. Okay, and now we're gonna create a published variable. These are the variables that can be listened to, and our UI will update depending on this. So this is gonna be our most important structure here, and I want to create another file in the helpers folder called the stock model. Whoops. Alright, so in this stock model, I want you guys to create a struct called stock model and have it be conforming to hashable so that we can iterate through it in our UI. So we're gonna have every single one of our stocks is gonna have a symbol, for example, AAPL for Apple. Then it's gonna have a description of type string, and this isn't optional, and it can be something like Apple Incorporated. Next we have current price, and this is going to be an optional double. And here I'll just do an example. So it could be like 150.2. Then percentage change, also of type double, and this is like the percentage that yeah. And then our candles is what we're gonna use to populate our graph. So it's gonna give us like data, the price of a stock depending on one of the times. So it'll give us like maybe a time frame of we can set this later, but for example 12 hours. It'll give us one every few minutes or something, and then we can use that to populate our line graph. So let's go back to our model view model, and what I want to do here is I want to do this. So it's going to be an array of type stock models, and we're going to instantiate it like this. And for our class, we're going to have an init, and in here we're going to call one of the functions that we're going to create right now. It's going to be called fetch stock data. So inside, whoops, forgot the A right there. So I'm just gonna call it fetch stock data. Inside of here, we're gonna have a for loop where we iterate through all these tickers. So starting, if you look at the API, the first thing we're gonna have to do is to get the symbol lookup right here, and we can search through this using one of our tickers, and again press enter on the closure, so we can create a closure. And API, we're going to call another API request right here, get stock symbol quote, and this is also going to be a ticker, and again we're going to press enter. And then our final request that we need to call is get candles, and this is going to be a ticker and our length of 12, also enter. Inside here, let's give ourselves some space. Whoops, I should not have done that. Okay, give us start. Then we're going to create our candle array first. It's going to be of type CG float. I'm just going to pull up the model on the side just so you know what we need. We need to hit all of these variables, and we're going to create a stock model basically. So here we're going to set it equal to return. Whoops, wasn't trying to build that, my bad. Okay, so we're gonna try to we're going to pull it from the return candles right here that we got from the API right here. So returned candles, question mark dot c dot map, and then it's going to be cg float $0, and there we go. Great. Next we're gonna say let stock info is equal to return symbols, or it's actually, sorry, it's gonna be return lookup. Sorry, it's gonna be from this one, return lookup, and what do we want it to give us? We want it to give us the first result, so it's kind of like a search function, and we're gonna get the first thing that it searched. Let new stock is equal to stock model. Okay, now I think we're good with this. We'll go back to full screen. Stock model, and I just want to populate everything in here. So first off, the symbol is going to be our ticker that we're just iterating through the tickers up here. So the first ticker. Next we have description, and we're going to pull that from the stock info dot description. And next we have the current price, which is the return quote question mark c. So I was just following the API for this, the stocks API, and it had current price mapped to C. I would probably change that to something like current price, but honestly, that's something that's a little more advanced that we won't be covering in this video, since it's mainly geared for beginners. So maybe I can make another video for more advanced API calls. Okay, so percentage change is gonna be a quote, and finally we have our candle array that we instantiated over there. And now when we update, we need to use dispatch_queue.main.async self.stocks.append new stocks. So we basically created a new element in this new stock that we just pulled all the data from, and we're gonna map it to this published variable right here. All right, so let's see. That should be good for now, but we're gonna need something when we're gonna need another few files or another few functions when we search for stocks and add new tickers on our existing tickers. Okay, so now let's get working on the UI. What we're going to do is we're gonna try to connect our UI or our view model with our UI. The first thing to do is to create a state object here. And this is going to be private variable. I'm going to call it stocks VM for stocks view model for short. It's going to be of type stocks view model. And we're going to set it equal. We're going to instantiate a new stocks view model. There we go. All right, so now we want to be able to inject this view model into all of our views down here. So let's see. Portfolio card, let's start with that. I'm going to open up portfolio card. And inside portfolio card, I want to create a state object var stocks VM stocks view model, and I'm gonna leave this empty since see, we're gonna get an error because we're missing the argument. Now we can pass it in here. Okay, so I'm just going to pass in stocks VM in here. So now the portfolio card can see it. I'm going to do the same thing with the watch list view since we also need it there. At state object var stocks view model, and let's go back to our content view. Oops, we don't need the preview anymore. Going back to the content view, and we're going to fix this error. Stocks view model. Still an error? What's the issue? Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need the preview. Okay, cool. All right, so let's work with the portfolio card first. So let's go to the portfolio card file. Let's see. First thing we do is, let's see if there's any data that we can. Okay, I want to fix this first. This is our total like portfolio worth. So what we do here is we can, I'm going to keep it as a string, and inside this, it's going to be string interpolation. So inside here, we can pass something that's code related, and it'll run the code and then transfer it to a string. So here, I'm gonna do string like this since I need this format. So we're going to type in this key dot .2f, and then right outside of here we're gonna where is it? Okay, we're gonna do a comma here. Then we're gonna say stocks VM dot stocks dot map, and then we're going to get the current price, and then we're gonna add them all together. Okay, dot reduce. Okay, that should add them all together. Let's see if that works. Okay, great. So we have a different value now. This should be the sum of our Apple, NVIDIA, and Microsoft stock, right? That's the ones we did. Yep, these are the 3 tickers. I'm gonna add, what should we add? I'm gonna add, what's a good stock? Let me check some of the stocks. I'm gonna add Disney. All right, and then we're going to run this again, and it should be a different number now. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got a different number. Why did it? Oh yeah, there we go. My Wi-Fi is just a little slow, but yeah, we get a different number now since we added the Disney stock as well into our view model. And let's start working on the next part, which is I think a little more interesting, where we work on the watch list. So the watch list now, let's go to the watch list. So we have the stocks, all the data from the stocks in we can just access that using stocks vm.stocks. So let's see, we have our stock card here, and that's why we had to make it a hashable. So we have over here in our, whoops, commented too much stuff. We don't want any stocks in here. We want to have a for each. So now this is how we iterate through data and make them into views for in SwiftUI using a for each loop. So an example of this is obviously what we're doing right now with the stocks, but it could be also something like if you're making a e-commerce web app, or sorry, just e-commerce iOS app, and you have maybe 10 products that on your database, and you pull all of those products down, and you want to populate your what's it called, your products list with all 10 of these products, and it'd be really annoying if you had to like put in every single one of your items into like maybe a item card or something view. So you can just use the for each, and it should just iterate through all of your stuff. So here we're gonna do .stocks, and then we have to have an ID, and then I'm just gonna set this as self, but that's not too important. Okay, so now inside of this closure we can create our stocks card, and we didn't have it take anything, but now we're going to, oops, missing an S. We didn't have it take any variables, so now we're gonna edit that. Let's just make sure that we, whoa. So let's just make sure that it does work now, and then we should have 4 cards saying Apple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, because we have 4 stocks in our ticker. So I'm gonna go into the stocks card, and I'm just gonna look at the stuff that we can fix inside of here to have it be more dynamic and reflect all the different stocks. All right, so first things first, we're gonna delete this. Yeah, we're gonna delete this image. Yeah, I don't want this image. And let's say async image, we're gonna make this be dynamic now. So string https go.clearbit.com logo str, and then we're gonna pull that right now. I'm gonna say let's stock model at state private var logo string, and then it's gonna start out as mean nothing. Okay, so what this is gonna do is hold up, sorry. I'm going to have a on appear. Should we have an on appear? Yeah, we need an on appear. Okay. So on appear, since we have to decide what this logo.clearbit.com, we have to know what this logo string is going to be. So we're gonna say if let logo str is equal to stock model.description components separated by space dot first. So what this is gonna do is to get the first word in the description. I looked at LogoBit and it usually works for most of the case, and I didn't really want to look for another paid API service that gives you the logos. So this is our best bet. And then we'll just say self.logostr is equal to logostr dot lowercase. And by the way, this syntax if let just make sure that we do, since the description could be it could be nil, so when we pull it from the API, there's a chance that we might not even get a description. So just in case that happens, we have to make sure it doesn't crash our entire app. So yeah, let's check it out. Make sure it, oh no, we forgot to pass it through. Sorry about that. Let's just see the errors. Okay, great. So now it's gonna say stock model, and then we're gonna say stocks VM, or sorry, we're just gonna say stock because it's iterating through the stocks already. And this is just gonna be each individual stock. Let's run it and let's see what it looks like. Great, we have all of our logos. Okay. Is this Disney? I guess the Disney one didn't work, so I'm just gonna take that one out for now. Feel free to look for another API for the logos. It's just LogoBit was the best one I could find with most of the stocks that I tried working. I don't really like how big the logo is, so let me edit that. Okay. Up here, I'm going to actually copy this URL inside, and because I want to show you how to edit an async image. So if we open it up, we're gonna want the one with content right here. So I'm gonna paste in our URL, what we just made, content, tab, and then press enter. It should give us this, and we do not need a placeholder. Oops, deleted too much. And then now we can call this image like that, and now we can manipulate it. So image.resizable, and then aspect ratio, we have to keep that to content mode.fit. And then now we can change the frame to be exactly how much we want. I'm thinking just 50 on each. Let's check. So it can be a square. Resizable. Image. What is the error? What are we missing? Let's see. Actually, we do want our placeholder, since it's gonna take some time to load it first. Let's just retype it. I'm not sure what's wrong right now. So URL. This was our URL. Am I missing parentheses? Okay, there we go. Image.resizable. Yeah, okay, there we go. .aspect ratio. .fit. .frame width 50. Whoops. Then height is also 50. And the placeholder here, this is just what happens while it's pulling the data. We're going to just have a progress view. I think there's something new in iOS 15, and it just gives you like a loader kind of thing. So I guess we needed that placeholder. I'm not really sure what happened right there. Maybe I had a typo. Not sure. You guys can tell me in the comments. But yeah. All right, let's run it through. Yep, we do have our do have our images now, and they're in a better size in my opinion. And I do want to add a few more things though. I don't like how it's really sharp, the corners. Like the Microsoft one, it's a little too sharp for my taste. So I'm gonna change it to 10, the corner radius. I'm gonna round the edges a little, or the corners a little bit, so it matches our aesthetic. All right, cool. So everything's rounded now. The outside, the inside right there. All right, great, I like it. Okay, so now we have to fix this title. We can just easily do this by saying stock model dot title. Wait, sorry, symbol. Sorry. There we go. Symbol, and that should give us AAPL. Yep, Microsoft, NVIDIA. Great. Okay, now for our description, this is like the actual name, stock model dot description. Remember, this is an optional string, right? So we're going to have to give it an optional value of just an empty string, just in case. Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft. Nice. Okay. Percent change right here. I want to show you what it looks like if I just put it in. So I'm just going to put it in stock model dot percentage change. Oops. Do not want that. No exact match. Is it because this is an optional? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. I forgot percentage change was, it could be an optional. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. That's why we had to use the format up here. So the double is giving us too many, or the API is giving us too many significant digits. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant digits. We only want one past the decimal point. So we want 1, 2. So what we can do here is we can put a string around here. Now we can use the format. And the format for that, to achieve that, is just .2f that, and we should get what we want. Yeah. So 2f gives us 2 after the decimal point, and 1f should give us 1. Let's see which one looks better, actually. Oops. I'm liking the 2f better, so let's go back to the 2f. Okay. Now for the text, or sorry, the current pricing. All these are at 137 right now. We don't want that. And we're gonna say we also need the string interpolation since we want $sign in front. I'm gonna say stock model.current price. This is, remember, we don't want to make the same mistake. It's an optional, so we're going to have to give it an optional value just in case it's there's no value. We set it at 0. All right, let's run it. All right, same thing. This is too much. I don't want this much. I only want 2 significant digits after the decimal point. So let's see. Same thing. We have our string. Now we need our format. %2f. By the way, I don't usually memorize these string format stuff. If I ever need them, I usually just search them up. So honestly, I don't think you need to memorize them. Okay. Oh, this is the progress indicator I was talking about. Why is this so? Let me rerun it. I don't know why it didn't. so long. Okay, there we go. So now all we're missing is this graph. We have all of our current prices. Let's make sure these are correct. Let's see. 134.51. Yep. NVIDIA. All right, let's check Microsoft. 244.69. 244.69. Yep. All right, so now I'm gonna finish off the line graph down here. So it's great that we already have our mock data, and it's gonna be the same exact thing. So all we do here is we just change this variable to stock model dot candles. Since they're the same exact type, it should work perfectly, and then let's just run it. Oh, okay, I like that. All right, if you don't like how many points there are on this graph, you can just change it in what we called it, so the view model. This 12-hour thing, where is it? Yeah, right here, hour length 12. You can just change that. But I'm just gonna stick with it for now. And our last thing that we need to go over is this is a negative sign, right? Or like this is the stock is dropping, so that means we should have what's it called? It should be red instead of green. And same thing for these. I'm gonna find a stock right now that's positive, not much. I guess just Boeing. Is it just Boeing? Yep. All right, let's just add that then, so we can have something a little different. I'm not sure if we're gonna get the logo though for Boeing. Okay, that's a small problem. We're not gonna have. We can find. Okay, let's do Netflix then. Let's do Netflix. Netflix. Is that? All right, that's a ticker. Okay, Netflix it's positive. That's good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I want to have the colors be according to if the stock went up or down. So we can do that. Let's just go to, what was it? Stock card, yeah. Okay, so in our stock card, let's see. We can do some ternary operators. So right here, where we're doing the color, I'm gonna do this. Stock model dot percentage change. If it's greater than or equal to 0.0, then we do color dot light green. Else we do color dot red. We don't really need the color here. It's just easier to read if you're coming back, because this is kind of a long piece of code. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks good. So we see NVIDIA is negative, Apple is also negative. Let's do that same, let's copy this exact code down for our line chart. Okay, I actually only want this part to here. Okay. Okay, let's run it, make sure it works. Okay, great. We have negative, positive, negative. And I want this to have a plus in front. So let's see, what should we do? Current price right here. Let me see what the best way to, or sorry, the percentage. Where's the percent? Right here. I want it to have plus or minus. Okay, so I think we can do something like this. Let's space this out a little bit. Then we can say, add a string to it. All right, this is gonna, if it's stock model dot percentage change, Okay, this gets a little tad bit messy. Okay, it's the same thing what we did. Is equal to 0.0. If this is true, then we do we need another brace. Okay. If this is true, then we do plus. Else we do we don't do anything. Else we just stay as an empty string. I don't know if that worked, but let's see. Okay, it worked. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't think we need these things then. The ones on the outside, because in text, SwiftUI text, I'm pretty sure you can just add strings together. Yeah. Okay. Great. It's working. So if it's positive, then it'll give us a plus in the front, and if it's negative, it'll just stay the same as what we pulled from the API, since it does provide us with a negative. If it's negative. So for adding these stocks, I won't be going over that in this tutorial, since I looked into the code a bit, and the one that I built in before this video, like it had some pretty advanced topics like debouncing and some combined things that I don't think it'd be good for beginners to just learn, since it's a bit too complicated for if you're just learning how to use APIs and connecting them with the front end with SwiftUI. It's already a lot of information, and teaching you guys debouncers and like the most optimal way to pull in data is I think a little too advanced for this course geared towards beginners. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I can make another video on specifically that, and it'll be more for intermediate to advanced Swift learners. But yeah, so this is going to conclude our tutorial. What we went over in these 4 videos were learning how to use SwiftUI to build a basic UI, and we were able to use some of the core features of SwiftUI, like the buttons, the VStacks, the modal view, like up here. I think it's called modal view, and the sheets. We learned how to use scroll views down here. We used we did a lot of styling in terms of font weight, font color. We created a line chart, and we populated that by learning how to use API requests with Swift and have a view model using through observable objects that let you combine your back end and your front end. And we learned about async image. I think this is a really great starting place for SwiftUI learners. And if you have any suggestions for any new ideas for the future, like in terms of videos, please drop them in the comments, and I'll be sure to see if we can make that happen. Thank you for watching, guys.